Hey everyone, it's NinjaChris here. Sorry, I'm a bit rough today. I've got a dog in my throat. Anyway, yeah, we're doing dogs today. Yeah, sorry. Now we've started. Yeah, I'll just. Sorry, I made myself laugh now. Anyway, yeah, we're talking dogs today. I'm Chris. I'm NinjaChris, and aka Chris Lowe, your host tonight, who is doing the dog show. And let's just begin with their dogs, and they're also named Canis familiaris or Canis lupus familiaris, depending on which way you want to go with that. And they're mostly derived from wolves. So, what your little dog is, that was once a wolf about 40,000 years ago, which is when dogs were first on this earth. So, it's quite a while back, don't you think? Just a little bit while back. Yeah, but they're still here today. So, it was about the 38,000th year when we had some dogs. But it wasn't till like 13,000th, so where they started getting domesticated. So yeah, it's been a while, and even when they're domesticated, so there's a little story behind that that I've got. It's that there was a large pack of wolves one day. It were all going to munch on their prey. There was a deer or something on the floor. They all ran to it and they're all eating it. But one was kind of not dominant. I think it was a female wolf who just was trying to wait for the male predators to finish eating, and then they go. But she didn't feel part of the pack, so she went off and did her own thing. And then the wolf at that point went to a camp where there was humans, and at first the humans were like, get away, but the dog just didn't leave. It got on its paws like that and looked up, and then the human threw him a bit of food, and then lo and behold, the dog came towards them and then became kind of like a pet. And back in that time, it was all hunting, so they used that dog for hunting mostly. So it's quite an interesting way of doing things. How we got to having a dog as a pet was a ravenous, angry, vicious thing. Because a dog back like in 38,000 BC, it's so different to now. So different to the little dogs now, and it's like it's all different. It's like, how do you get from angry and ravenous to a little chihuahua sort of situation? It's like, how was that a wolf at one point? I'm afraid that's where they came from. But there is still some out there that can be a little bit violent, but them ones are usually hunting dogs now. So yeah, we actually use hunting dogs, or we can also call them a gun dog. So they tend to use dogs like spaniels for that sort of thing, which works. And they can, I think it's because they've got senses of smell. They can smell really, really good in that sort of situation. So anyway, and a dog obviously is part of the canine kind of breed. Yeah, and I mentioned it's extinct from wolves. The grey wolf, to be exact, was one of them that is based on, because you've kind of got huskies now, the ones that are up, kind of snow dog situation. So them ones up there, I suppose, well, them ones can be referred as sled dogs. They can just, you can put a harness around them and they'll pull you along, and you'll be absolutely fine. You'll go along with it. You'll go along with them, and mostly you can use it sport like, can't you? It's a sled racing, stuff like that, and you can even use them to deliver some mail. Because you go along, you just stick your sack on with mail. I'm feeling it's only up in the Arctics and stuff. You don't need a post van up there. You just go along. You just get dragged along. Hey, you got to do it your own. You've got your own ways of doing things, and that is perfectly fine. If they want a sled, they have a sled van. Imagine having the post. I wonder if they have the post office sticker on there. Post office delivered by sled. Maybe. Probably not. Oh, and for us religious people out there, in Christianity, a dog represents faithfulness. So maybe if you've got a dog and they're always faithful to you, that's what a dog is, really. It's faithful to you. It makes you human. It makes you feel better. They're meant to be they relax you, because that's where the other type of dogs come in. They're helper dogs. They basically make you feel better. They assist you. They assist your health if you're not feeling connected with things and your mental health's not there. They send a dog in, and they make you feel better, or they help to make you feel better. Especially people with dyslexia and Alzheimer's. They're going to be all depressed and everything, so they'll need something to cheer up, just somebody to hold on to, who they'll know they'll be faithful to them. So I believe that's where the Christianity thing of faithfulness is coming from. Though any animal would really work. I mean, a cat, of course. Any sort of animal, but in this case, we're on the dog area. And you've got some that they help, as in leading blind people. So there's usually a Labrador Retriever, or any sort of Labrador crossovers and stuff. You got the Golden Retriever. So basically, I think they're kind of along the similar lines. I think you can crossbreed them together. But yeah, they tend to be the ones of choice for leading blind people. So they're good with that sort of thing, and that's fine. And I mentioned breeds. You can obviously get different types of breed, because you could get purebred, which is basically passed down from the family, which is a risk, because you pass down the health issues and everything. They all go down with them. So if they've got health problems, then they'll pass them down. So there's more higher risk of them having medical conditions, because it'll be genetically passed down. You've got crossbreeds, which is usually a cross of a couple of breeds, where basically they take the genetics, the best parts of the two dogs that they want to breed together. They get the two best and put them together. So there's more likeliness that they'll live longer, essentially. They won't get ill. So they take the best parts and put them together. Two positives, super positive. That's a happy, healthy dog. You've also got mixed breeds, which sounds kind of similar to the crossbreed, but a mixed breed is more natural. They just come together naturally, and it's usually 2, 3, 4, a mixture of loads and loads of breeds. And we usually call them mongrels or mutts. It doesn't sound great, but some people do like the mixed breeds as well. So mixed breeds, crossbreeds, they're safe, but they can be a bit hit and miss whether they're safe, because you are mixing more than one, about 3 or 4 or 5 breeds together. So one of them may be something a bit violent. And then you've also got natural breeds, which are land race. So they'll have different appearances depending on what land they're in, because it could be whatever breed you're used to. It could have changed due to where they are, because quite a lot of them, like you've got kind of sheep dogs which herd cattle. Them ones will, well, usually them ones are collies, so they might look, well, they look like a collie, funnily enough, but yeah, they might change due to nature, kind of. Let's go with it. So that's the breeds situation. So yeah, that's it. So now I'm gonna look into a few dog types. What kind of dogs can you get? I mentioned the hunting and gun dogs, so yeah, about using the spaniels and everything. But we also have a turn spit dog, or a dog using a dog wheel. They usually turn meat, and they're usually long bodied and with crooked legs, and usually not the most pretty of dogs. But again, they seem to like to use spaniels for them ones. We mentioned sled dogs, but we've also got cart dogs. Kind of, well, a bit different. They pull a big cart. It's not a sled. It's just a cart full of stuff, and they'll pull them along, which is very handy. And we're down, sled, and then we're down to sporting dogs. Yeah, that pretty much stands to reason. That does. They're gonna sport. They're gonna do sport. Like when you see dog shows and athletics and stuff, they're running through that circuit thing, and I'm like, wow, how can that is some serious training that they have to do to go through all that circuit stuff. It's like through a tunnel, they can do all this stuff, and then they've got to go up a seesaw or something like that. Like they've got to do a balance beam and stuff. Like, and they've got to jump through hoops, jump through a hoop, and they've got to do it, and they've got to do it well, and obviously they'll get deducted points every time that they fail or something. But if your owner's good enough, they'll be able to control them. Seen dogs like on Britain's Got Talent. That one who controlled the dog, was it Pudsey the dog? That woman really controlled the dog. And there was another one on there, but I can't remember. It's been ages since I've watched Britain's Got Talent. But hey, they've had some dog acts that have won, and I've got to say they're pretty good and well trained to do that. It's like, ooh, you've got to be looking after your dog if you want to go sporting with them. But the prize is good, and obviously you've got dog shows as well. But it's not really a sport that part is. But you just make your dog look a bit pretty, and you make them look. And if they win a competition for how good they look, then well done them. I suppose it is sort of sport because it does require competition. Essentially, that's what a sport is. A sport is competition. It doesn't necessarily matter what the competition is, but they're basically sporting and competitive dogs. So yes, they will anything where you can win something. They'll probably win a load of dog food or something. The dog will, and the human will probably get a few £1,000, maybe something that will be beneficial to both parties. That will do, honey. We got some herding dogs. That's basically like the sheepdogs, the collies, border collies, Scottish collies, and stuff like that. All them kind of, they can be controlled. I've seen a video of them, how the owner can make them can teach them how to control. They've got special words that make sure that they know what they're doing, and they can control. Because back a long time ago, they used to actually prey on sheep and other cattle. That used to be the things that wolves and stuff used to eat. But now we're actually training dogs to not eat them, but we're training them to keep them safe. Everything, it seems backwards now if you're looking at that history. They used to eat them. Now we're trying to keep them. It sounds like a weird history thing, but hey, it's all changed over time. So yeah, herding. There's a lot of that going on. They're mostly in the farmyards, but they're also. But remember, these dogs that do all this stuff, they are still a pet. They are still a dog. You still look after them. Yeah, you may not need to walk a sheepdog as much because they'll be doing all the running around the sheep and not necessarily just the sheep, but they're the ones that you notice, and sheepdog seems to be the popular one. They can herd up loads of other stuff as well, lambs, cows, maybe. I don't know, maybe they're too big. But the dog can be big as well. There's nothing stopping the dog from being big. I mean, isn't there a Great Dane? Isn't that blooming massive? Big Great Dane. But yeah, we're getting onto dog breeds later. I don't want to go too much into it yet, but yeah, I think the Great Dane's a pretty big one. But that's not a herding dog. Don't use that to herd a dog. No. That won't work. We've got guard dogs, which is used for protection. Sounds pretty plausible. Usually farmers or anywhere really that requires privacy, they'll need a dog outside, and then they'll use usually one that will use their loud barks, the ones that have got a really loud bark. I'm sure you guys can go with that. What is it, like a German Shepherd? They've got a really loud bark, and they look kind of vicious. They look like they could take you down. Kind of goes along with the police dogs and everything. That kind of goes on. They sniff at you, drugs, find murderers, they find loads of things. That's the joys of having a police dog, which are usually, I believe, German Shepherds. They usually do most of that, but you can get like golden retrievers and Labradors and stuff like that. They'll search stuff out for you. That some of these dogs that you see that are quite innocent, usually they can in another place they can be quite aggressive, and they can defend themselves. They all can if they're not in a urban situation where they're with humans. Then they can be a different kind of animal. But if you've trained them to be nice, then they'll be nice. But if they're trained to be, I won't say mean, but if they're a hunting dog, they'll be trained to hunt. And if all needs be, they will hunt and kill, or severely maim, maybe not kill. That will be, well, usually a hunter is with them, the person who wants them hunted. They'll probably finish it off, but hey, we're not into that sort of thing. Let's not go into the violence. We also let's not go into the violence. My next one on the list is war dogs. Yeah, you can understand they're used in the military. So yeah, Alsatians and German Shepherds and stuff like that. Yeah, they tend to take the military. Dogs that are very durable, very strong. I think they've actually used the Saint Bernard as one, because they've been like a scout sort of dog, because they're big and they can scout ahead. Big but a bit slow, but they can carry stuff. So that comes under the medical stuff, because the big Saint Bernard, they can have little jackets on and they can have little pockets and stuff that carry all the medical equipment maybe. So yeah. And then we have toy dogs. And I'm not talking about a toy dog that you can get from your local toy shop. I'm talking about them sort of tiny dogs. The ones that you see people in their handbag. They've got a little chihuahua or a corgi, maybe. A little tiny dog that's harmless, but very very sweet, and they just carry him around in their bag. Anyway, yeah, that's. If you don't mind, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to take a little drinky break, and I'm going to have a look at what people have said out here. So, hey, Anna. Yeah, I was feeling a bit rough. Sorry, I had to do the puns to start off with, did I? I had to do that. Hey, Diane. Yes, it's summer. Diane and Deanne. Hi. Right next to each other. So yeah. Mowley. Hello. Hey, give you things. Yeah, it's a dog t-shirt. It's from the Magic Roundabout. So yeah, I thought that was suitable and a bit comical as well, a bit childish, because I act childish. Yeah, so I think I've said hello to everybody, have I? Oh, Terry, hi. Sorry, I see you there, Terry. Hi. Sorry, didn't want to miss you. I assume that you could have all heard me, or else I was rambling to myself. But I've got a feeling you heard. Yeah, you've obviously heard because you're responding anyway. Yeah. Yay, it's Dougal. Yay. Yes, Dougal. Yeah, border collies. Yeah, I saw that video. That was amazing seeing him do that. It's like that's the way herding dogs are. It's like you can get them to do anything, really, can't you? I mean, yeah, get them going. Mr. A's in the room. he's decided to pop into the room, hasn't he? He's coming. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Kitten Academy, they used to have a dog. Was it a golden retriever dog called Elsie? She was a wonderful dog walking around. Shame she kind of left the building early. She went over that rainbow bridge, but she was wonderful. She was a really nice dog, and she got along with everybody. She was so sweet. I believe it was a golden retriever anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. She was a golden dog. She was golden looking. But yeah, she was wonderful, and we'll miss her. I'm sure these kittens would love her now. But hey ho, what can we do about it? I don't know. I seem to be wearing myself out. I'm going. Anyway, let's get on to dog styles, eh? Golden Retriever. Thank you. Gold. Yeah, don't worry. Elsie is a Golden Retriever. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what type of dog Dougal is. He's a bit of a puppet, only got long hair. I don't know. But let's go through some of the dog types I've managed to get down here. Well, I had to do Scottish lot, didn't I? So we start off with Pug, with a kind of popular in China. It's quite popular in China. And they have a wrinkly, short muzzle face and a curly tail, usually. Or they're a brown kitten who goes absolutely bonkers in the Kitten Academy. It is what it is. Lovely kitten, though. Lovely kitten. He was. Yeah, anyway, that's the dog, a Pug. And then we've got Beagle. Got Beagle, which is Beagle Hound, usually. It's a scent hound, so they're good with their noses. And then got one with the floppy ears, Beagle. So they used to hunt hare, which is what they called beagling. Go figure. No, that's a fun name. And if you don't give them any attention, they are liable to smash things. If you don't give them any attention, they can get quite aggressive. Seems vaguely familiar to a kitten I knew. Yes. And then I've mentioned the St. Bernards already with the hospital thing. They're quite popular in Italy and Switzerland. They're very large working dogs with the medical supplies and everything. And rescuing. They're very friendly and they're calm. Well, St. Bernard wasn't exactly relaxed and calm in the academy. I suppose it could do. We've got a blowing close up here, haven't we? Whichever one that is, they're coming on blooming camera. They're interrupting me, sure. I don't know why I'm doing an accent. That's not right. Cut that out. So anyway, St. Bernard, yeah, we've done that. Jack Russell. Hey, Jack Russell. British. Very British. And they're very energetic. And they require a lot of exercise. Don't worry, the Jack Russell kitten, I know they got a lot of exercise, so I'm sure the doggy dog version will definitely be very good at it as well. And we got the Basset Hound, which is more in France. You find they're a scent hound. They've usually got short legs, and yeah, they are. But they are in Britain as well, so you can get them all over the world. Dogs travel. Obviously, they travel in like a travel case, and they go to wherever. They don't just board a plane and get a ticket and everything. Right, I'm off to Barbados. I don't know why I picked there, but like a dog needs a holiday. Every day's a holiday for a dog, it seems. They get everything given to them. So yeah, Basset, yeah. And then we got a Pomeranian, which is originated in Poland from Pomerania. Is actually a toy dog, which is super fluffy, and it's a Spitz type dog, which is alert and aware. Alert and aware. Always aware of everything, just making sure, keeping their eye out. Yeah. And I think we did Scotty. I mean, there's lots of I mean, we did the Scottish Terrier. I mean, I suppose that could come under it. All the terrier dogs and stuff. Yeah. So that terriers are usually meant to hunt. They're usually small and fearless, but Scotty at the Kitten Academy was pretty fearless. So you got Scottish collies and everything, Scottish border collies and everything. So they can all kind of cross over. So it was kind of difficult to try and break it down to what breed was the original breed, because they all mix together. So anyway, we've done Scotty and the name of Kittens, and I'm putting a dog to it. We've still got a few more dogs to go through. We've got a Schnauzer, which is a German dog, which has a snout. It's a giant, standard, and you can get it in giant, standard, and mini. They are kind of a police. They can be used as a police dog, but they've got a little moustache situation going on over the nose. Schnauzer, German Schnauzer with a moustache. Yeah, we've talked quite clearly about collies. Collie is actually taken from the Scotch word for coal. So, and that's what collies actually used to do. They used, back in a long time ago, when we used to use coal, they used to actually hunt for coal. They used to, instead of doing cattle, they used to get coal in the mines and were like that. So they were always kind of there. So they were also herding, active and agile. So that's kind of why they were used, because they've got no concept of lacking of energy. So they could be good show dogs and sports and everything, because they look so pretty. We've done golden retrievers and golden labradors and stuff. Yeah, they're gentle and affectionate, and well, got a lot of energy. Mentioned the German Shepherd. German Shepherds, Rottweilers, and Pit Bulls. They're usually working dogs. They are, because they're kind of aggressive sort of nature, and they're kind of big dogs, and they'll go. A Rottweiler can actually be used as a herding dog as well, but mostly you see them as police dogs or some sort of working dog. Really depends. And then we've got some Huskies, which I think I touched on earlier, which are basically sled dogs, and they mention the sport, they do sled racing and stuff. And we've also got the Alaskan Malamute, which is a type of husky, along with the sled dog, another sled dog. And we have a Canadian Eskimo dog, which you'll probably get, comes from Canada, which is another version of a sled dog from the Arctic. They're loyal, they're tough, and they're brave, and they're intelligent, and they can be affectionate. So basically, they are a dog. We got a Chinook. So that was quite a fun name. Another sled dog who very playful. and they're versatile. They'll adapt to whatever situation they need to be in. So that's good. That's good. That's good. And I believe I quite heavily touched on spaniels earlier because they were down as gun and hunting dogs. So it's them who've got the droopy ears and they're a bit shaggy. They've got that shaggy curly fur sort of situation going on. You got a Pekingese as well, which is from China, and they're also a bit shaggy, and they're good for a companion dog. And then we went for terriers, didn't we? They're bred to hunt. They're bred to hunt vermin and small and fearless. We got bulldogs, old English fighting dogs for blood sports and stuff. That's the sort of thing that they used to use them for. Now they are just companions now. They've got large heads, but they got large heads for fighting they used to do, but yeah, they're not so much into the fighting anymore unless you go to a back alley thing, but mostly they're companions now. You'll probably find all the dogs I've mentioned, probably back in time, they were very, very aggressive and they all did work for people. But most now, as long as you stay on their good side and you train them well and they're domesticated, they're usually very good with you. And we've got a Mastiff, which is a large, powerful dog. It's kind of along the line as a bulldog because you can get a bull mastiff. So I believe that's like a crossbreed of a bulldog. It's kind of like you get a bull mastiff, you put them together, and you get a big fighting dog. If again, they can get domesticated and they will be friendly. I mentioned the Great Dane earlier, big, from a German type dog, and as not surprising, they were good for hunted big animals, not just little animals. They hunted the big ones. They weren't big, but nowadays they're misunderstood kind of because of their size. They're misunderstood because they're labelled as gentle giants. They're harmless to you, but people just seem to misunderstand some dogs because they're a bit intimidated by their size, I guess. We mentioned a Chihuahua earlier. One of them, you carry one in your bag with you. And in Mexican, they called it an apple head. A Chihuahua, an apple. I thought that was funny, but it doesn't sound very nice. It doesn't sound nice at all. I mean, that gets you right to the core. Oh, sorry. Terrible pun. I'll get me coat. And you got the Shih Tzu, which is a Chinese, and that means owl head or a lion head. But a Chihuahua and a Shih Tzu, they're both toy dogs. You got a Bichon Frise, which is a French and Belgian dog, a fluffy toy dog. That is good. It's quite a tough one to say out. Bichon Frise. I had to say it with the accent because it's French, Belgium, so I thought that's how you meant to say it. And you've got loads of hounds. I know I mentioned some of them already, the Beagle, the Basset, and that. But there's loads of other hounds that hounds are made mostly used for hunting because, well, they've got a good sense of smell. And there's other hounds that I didn't mention because we've got the greyhound, the bloodhound, a foxhound, a sight hound, and a scent hound. They're all names of dogs, and they're all names that I found. Just have to go with it. But they're all hounds, and they all do some hunting, and they all hunt in different areas. But they all do their part. They all pull their weight. They hunt and do stuff. You got the dachshund. Basically, the dachshund is what we usually call a sausage dog, where they've got short legs and a long body. Basically, they look like a sausage that walks. They're good with their scent, and they can chase, and good at flushing out badgers. But they are a stubborn type of dog. They will refuse commands if they don't deem it acceptable. They're like, I'm not doing that, human. No. I'm gonna go off and do this. I'm gonna go off and stare at this car or something. I'm gonna go off and sniff these set of tires. They look better than what you're asking me to do. No, I'm not doing what you said. I'm going off. Well, we all know a Dalmatian, don't we? Originally came from Croatia, a place called Dalmatia. Some interesting things. They were originally used for hunting and very good at carriage pulling. They have good endurance and stamina. They're also used as firefighters as well, which I thought was quite interesting. Firefighting Dalmatian. The time I've ever seen Dalmatians is when I'm watching 101 Dalmatians. That was always a fun movie to watch when you're a kid. And you can still watch it now. It's like watching the Aristocats or something. Any Disney movie that's got some dogs in it. Oh, I missed that style of dog. It got Scooby Dooby Doo. Those of you what you know Scooby Doo. I know Scooby Doo isn't a Dalmatian. I think Scooby Doo's actually a Great Dane, isn't he? I think that's what Scooby Doo's based on. Is it Great Dane? I missed that one out earlier. I think so. Anyway, we've done Dalmatian. Now we're on to the Maltese, which is an Italian fluffy white dog. Fluffy. But I believe they're all domesticated now. And we've got the Boxer dog, which is a German dog. You can get them medium to large type dog. They've usually got strong jaws and a powerful bite. And yeah, they're full of energy and very intelligent dogs, very bright, and also very playful. They will probably keep you busy for hours, just like a poodle would, which is my next one along. They're German or French. They're down as a water dog, so they basically hunt water creatures. They get you fish and stuff. They do that sort of hunting of it, because quite a lot of dogs can swim, but not as many as like they can do on land. So it's like most are on land, but there is quite a few dogs who, push comes to shove, they can swim. They can learn to swim anyway. Yeah, they've also got the curly fur, and the poodles are active and athletic. That's how they can swim, because they can. Well, we don't know. It's kind of like a duck under the water. They're all calm on the surface, but they're going nuts under the water. We got the corgi, the Welsh corgi to be specific, which was a small herding dog. And I do believe, God rest her soul, Queen Elizabeth had a couple of corgis, and if Charles III has taken them on board, I believe he still looks after them, doesn't he? I'm not overly certain. I'm not follow the royal family as greatly as maybe I should, but I could see Charles doing all right looking after the dogs. And then we've got a Doberman, which is German. They have long muzzles, which they're intelligent and alert. They're always alert. But they're loyal. They're loyal because they can use their strength and stamina. But they're loyal. They'll always come back and they'll do what you say. We've got a setter, which is a type of gun dog. They're really, really fast dogs. They've got super speed, but they are happy, playful and friendly. But they've got a lot of energy. And then to finish off the more domesticated dogs, we've got the Spinoni Italiano, which is an Italian dog for hunting, tracking, and retrieving game. They have a smooth, thick fur, and they have facial hair. I think that's one that looks like it's got a great big bushy beard. A great bushy bearded dog. Oh yes, because that's how it works nowadays. We've got a bushy bearded dog. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry. I've been neglecting your attention, haven't I? But hey, I think I'm pretty much done with reading out my list anyway. Sorry if I'm missing some of your messages. Cat shows on TV. Farmers, Welsh Border Collies. Yeah. Belgian Malinois. They can be police dogs. Cool. There's probably a lot of dogs I've not mentioned, because when I was doing my research part of this, there was such a huge list of dogs. I had to try and break it down to some popular ones. So by all means, if you've got any that you want to share, if you've got a favorite dog that I've not mentioned, by all means, go tell me. Share. Oh, hi, MLG. I see you've arrived. So yeah, MLG, you're all always well. Oh man, Nora. All this talking about dogs. Man, there was something I was gonna sort of mention, but I was a bit unsure whether to mention it because in Korea you can actually eat dog, which I thought when I read about it, I thought that was a bit sick in my mind. I was like, I don't know whether to say that or not, but apparently it's a thing. They do actually eat dog. I thought when I read it, because it actually came up saying dog food, I thought, it said dog meat. I just assumed it meant the dog food in a tin, and it's like that's what you give to a dog. But no, to my surprise, people actually. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. It's just like that was just something that took me a bit off guard when I read that. It's like but it was mostly based around Korea, but I think they do it over in Japan and China, all the Asian sort of countries. They kind of do that sort of thing. But hey, it's not much I can do about it. If no offense, but they do eat a lot of things that none of us would probably have considered eating. They put bugs on a stick and they eat it like kind of like a chopsticks. It's like, oh, I couldn't use chopsticks. Oh no. Anyway, no, yeah. I thought I read they did it a little. They used to. I thought I read something about they used to do it in Japan. Then maybe, but hey, it's just something. Oh, Deanne, thank you for being here. It's always wonderful to have you just popping in and saying hi. Besides, I think I've exhausted all the doggy talk and everything. I've done the best I can at delivering dogs. Like I say, if you've got anything else, anything else you want to add, then by all means, I do not mind what you do. I gotta thank Cassie, by the way, who requested this topic. I am sorry I didn't say your name sooner, but Cassie, thank you for suggesting the dog topic, giving me something to have a talk about. But I have got some more dogs that I can talk about, but they're down as wild dogs. So, for example, we've got a dingo, which is popular in Australia. They're a kind of lean, hardy body for speed, agility, and stamina. The kind of skin and bone shape style, bit dangerous, I suppose. That's probably why they're wild. You've got the New Guinea singing dog, which is kind of a relation to a dingo, just in New Guinea. It's just a smaller version, a smaller dingo, a tiny dingo, but still got a big bark and bite. We've got jackals. They're mostly in Africa and Eurasia. They're opportunistic hunters and scavengers. They have long legs as well. Quite violent. I wasn't sure whether to put a coyote in but they're kind of along the lines of the grey wolf, I believe. So, and the grey wolf is where a dog really started. So, I suppose it counts. Still sort of the Canis group. So yeah, it sort of counts. Well, counts in my book. I'm making it count. My counting. I do it. And we've also had a dog in space in 1957. The dog was a mongrel, and it's called Laika. It was a kind of part husky, Samoyed, and terrier dog. So it was that's the mongrel style, and it went into space. I do believe it was a Russian dog, and I think it was a kind of homeless dog or something. So it was like it was a bad dog. So they decided, well, we want to experiment and we'll send it to space. So they weren't expecting the dog to come back, but I think it was a kind of it had done some bad things, and I mean probably really bad things like murdered somebody or something. So yeah, I believe that's all I've got on the breeds and the types of dogs that are popular. Though I do have something interesting because I know that next month I'm doing Rolls Royce, and I remember saying to Jana, my church friend, if Rolls Royce did something related to a dog, and apparently they do. They have a Rolls Royce collar, which is natural grain leather with a contrast stitching. So Rolls Royce do have relations to a dog. It's funny because all the topics I do, they seem to all follow into each other. So I'm kind of moving into the Rolls Royce bits gradually, but next month we'll obviously be full on Rolls Royce. But I was just doing it for a bit of the laugh, just to see if Rolls Royce and dogs have ever met. And they made a collar. Of course, they made a collar. I mean, it's not aeroplane engine or machine engine or something like that. It's essentially just it's a collar which has the Rolls Royce emblem on it. It was just for a little bit of a gaff. I thought I'll just have a look for the fun of it, maybe. Oh, maybe. Oh, Corg taking Sarah Ferguson. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm sure she's a British somewhere. I'm sure she's somewhere in the royal. Posh, yes, a posh girl over a posh girl. Yeah, I'm sorry I've had to deliver a few sad stories there. It was just a dog that some information that I found and I thought it was interesting to share. But hey, but I hope this show has delivered something good for you about dogs. Maybe something that you didn't know before, but maybe you do now. Failing all else, I've had a good time rambling, and it's good to see you all having a good chat with each other. So I'm happy, you're happy, you seem happy. Sarah Ferguson was married to Prince Andrew and is known as the Duchess of York. Prince Andrew. Had to be him, didn't it? I'm glad Sarah Ferguson's probably cut him loose now. But anyway, not getting into politics or the royals or like that. Nah. They may all have had dogs in the past. Yeah, I did Scooby-Doo and stuff. Did like space dogs and stuff, didn't they? They did loads of movies. They did a cats and dogs movie. I love those. I love that. Hot dog. There's also a lot of songs as well that relate around dogs. So, yeah. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who. Nah, but yeah. If anybody's ever heard of Within Temptation, they did a song called Dog Days. These are the dog days. These are the dog days. But Within Temptation, they are a really good band to me. But they did do a song called Dog Days. That's pretty random. But if you've got all your there's a load of dog songs, I suppose, out there. Load of dog bands. My mind has suddenly gone blank on all the dogs, on all doggy related stuff now. Cyrus, the dog. Star. Sorry. I'm not quite certain about that one, but the dog star. I'm not sure if it's annoying because on the chat the big heart kind of covers some of the words. I'm not. Oh, it's right. Cyrus the dog star. The heart covers some of the wording, as in a star in the sky. It is commonly seen during the month of August. Well, it's a shame we didn't do this show in the month of August then. But August this month, I believe, is the Olympics. So that's when the Olympic special is this August. But as the end of next month, the last Saturday of the month next month will be Rolls Royce though. Then we'll be doing Indian cuisine, but we'll do them slow. I won't jump the gun a little bit, or else I'll confuse you all. So this month has obviously been talking dogs, and next month will be Rolls Royce, and I hope you can all join me for it, because it's going to be lots of fun, and it's a hometown thing for me. It's local to Derby, because that's where their headquarters are. Yay! I'm happy for that one. Something local to me, something where I know that's there, and I know my granddad used to work there as well. Yay! Anyway, I should probably close this off. It's been great having you guys here. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. You have been amazing. Thank you to the moderators for keeping the chat fun. And if you want to like, you can share and you can subscribe with people. Tell all your friends about how silly of an idiot and random I can be, and maybe get them to join in, have some fun, have a chat. So it's all great fun. I'm a friendly guy. I just want to have a chat with you. I want to share some information about a particular chosen topic. So leave it in the comment section below. You can leave a topic in the description if you want to pick something. Just leave something in the description, and that's fine. I will consider it. So thank you, everybody, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind to face it all. Okay, bye.